this course related to your research, related to the modern biosensor, uh, biosensor, I mean, problem, and then how you can solve the, how you can address those problems, and you can design your own research, right? And you can basically go for your higher study. So this is the my plan. At first, I already mentioned that you have to read the journal papers for this course also. I think you already now know how to search the journal papers and how to start the reading, right? Guys, you know how to start searching the papers and how to start the reading, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the main technique, so that is very, very important that I already mentioned. You have to create your interest on the title of the journal first. I mean, of the topic of the paper. If it is you are really interested to read that topic or not, then you can start reading their abstract, then go to their schematic diagram, then you can go for the go to the conclusion part, then read the conclusion, then you will get some idea, then go back to some schematic or also some research and their result and discussion, these things. Then slowly you will have the whole idea of their work. So I will schedule some date for your paper presentation date. That time you have to present 5-minute presentation. That time you have to read a journal paper and you have to make only few slides, 4 to 5 slides only, just for 5-minute presentation. So you have to read only their theme, their work. So just one slide introduction, one slide their schematic diagram, and then 1 or 2 slides just discussion. That's all. So I will arrange that presentation day. So today actually I will now teach you how you can write your own research theme and research work. I mean, I mean now you know how I'm trying to motivate you always that you can see my screen, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is very important. See, I motivated you. How I mean, I wanted to involve you in the current situation, the problem actually in the sensor. Now you can think some problem, right? Maybe this is the problem. Like current time, the COVID detection is a really big a challenge, right? So whenever some topic can come in your mind, now how you can start the writing means you have to present your problem, right, in front of maybe to your supervisor, in front of your maybe where you are asking for funding, maybe for your work. Maybe you want to maybe you can go for your startup, something like this. For that, you have to write your problem, right? But you have to follow some procedure. Means it is not like start writing this is the problem. But you have to show your problem in a very disciplined way. I mean, not like the randomly. So how you can start? So first, you have to write your title. So just you have to write like you can think about like COVID detection. So you can write electrochemical COVID-19 detection biosensor development, right? So something like this. So you can first you have to think about your title of your work. Then you have to write some introduction of your work. I mean, introduction means something this kind of point can come, like some research question. So in your introductions, you have to mention of your summary of your proposal. I mean, what you are going to do. So this kind of things. Then it is very, very important, the literature review. You can see why we need the literature review, because when you are thinking some problem, maybe someone already have done, right? So then your work, the importance, your work in novelty will be not so good. It can decrease the novelty. Right? So that's why you should have some literature study, and you should know how people already done some work, maybe similar topic, not the same topic, maybe they did some work on a similar topic. And then question will why they done this kind of work, and what what is the, I mean, the gap of their work and your thinking. I mean, find the whole of their work finding. And also think about some debates. I mean, really, they did is right. Maybe you think maybe that work is not right. Maybe it can be done some another way, or maybe their presentations, their scheme, everything, maybe can be done some better way from your expertise, from your point of view. That's why literature review is very, very important. Okay, so their method, what kind of technique they used. If they are very expensive technique, maybe you can find some hole. Maybe their technique is very expensive and very lengthy procedure, time-consuming procedure, but maybe you can find some better solution. Right, guys? It is very, very important. That's a literature review. Clear? Clear?
Sir.
Yeah. So why we need the literature review? That's why I'm always saying, when you are thinking some work, always read some recent journal papers. Then only you can find their problem and what's currently going on in the market. Also, what kind of the maybe sensor device already in the market. Maybe you thought some very good novel idea, but maybe already done and it came to the market already. Then you will be frustrated. Oh, I did so many things, but it is already market. Then what do you do? So that's why literature review very, very important for going to any new work. Then come to the methodology. So from the literature review, you got some idea that they done some work, like maybe some optical method, maybe some fluorescence method. But in your method, what new you will bring, so that you can challenge their work, or you can not only challenge, maybe you can show some new things to the readers, maybe you can bring something new to the market. So what can the new research design you can develop? That you have to think. Then research procedure, kind of data you want to generate, that you can plan. Before going to the lab, maybe you can plan something. Maybe, yeah, you can, maybe the research methodology, maybe you can say that we are going to use some chronoamperometry. And we will detect some different kind of the concentration in the whole blood sample. So now the point comes. So when you are writing to the research methodology, there, maybe you can think about some sample. Maybe it can be some human samples, right? Some human subjects. So if you want to use some human subjects, the very, very important thing is the ethics statement. You cannot use the human samples or some like blood samples or some organs analysis. You cannot do without the permissions of the ethical committee. We'll have some committee from the institute or from the hospitals. So we have to take their permission. So how will you get the permission? Permissions you have to write to the ethical board that you are going to do this kind of the research, and this is not kind of any harmful technique you are going to use. Nobody will get the, I mean, this is a society will get benefit, and nobody, I mean, there is no harmful effect, and they will check your research proposal that time. Very critically, they will evaluate. Doctors will be there in the research ethical committee. Before any kind of even you want to use the saliva samples, then also you have to go to ethical committee. They want to check is there any harmful effect will come or not. Maybe the donor, maybe the patient, maybe someone want to donate the sample to you for your research purpose. So how you collect the sample? So that also you have to describe to the ethical committee. So after then if everything fine, they will give you a green signal. Okay, you can go ahead for this research. Then with that, they will give you a report and with their signature, with the based on that report. Now you can go to the hospital, you can collect the sample, and you can go for analysis. So this kind of the methodology you have to keep in mind. Then you have to go for the cost and the funding. Means how about your research? I mean, it's a very expensive method, and how much funding you need. We have to go for. I mean, in India, there is so many government organization like DST, DBT, ICMR. So Indian government also providing the fund. Also, you can go for private funding. So you can ask for the funding that you are going to develop this kind of a method. So maybe it will be benefited to the society. You can bring to this device in the market. There is a big market, and company, if you go to the company, maybe they have to show, you have to sell your point, how they will be benefited, how I mean some I mean if you think about the cost of the sensor device. So and your selling mechanism, everything. So everything can be described in the methodology part. Now the preliminary data. So this preliminary data, one point is very, very important. You know why? Because when you are writing the methodology and are doing some literature research, that time some point may come and you can carry out some preliminary data in your lab. Maybe some like sensor surface modification you can do. I mean, you can check some chronocoulometry or cyclic voltammetry, and you can tell them that I already have some data. I already fabricated some device. Now, preliminary data means it is not kind of the full data, like some device characterization. Maybe you can immobilize some graphene on the surface, then you can, and that surface can be useful for maybe virus detection. But in the preliminary data, you will not show any kind of virus detection, just for maybe main surface modification. Then you can tell to the organization where you are asking for funding, you can tell them that I have some data, some preliminary fabrication method data, and that can be useful for virus detection. So they will be motivated. They can believe you from your data, because they can believe your project, because you already done something, and you can correlate with your data with some published work. You can see similar way we can do the virus detection. So they can fund you easily. So if you have some preliminary data, then your proposal, will be more stronger, and whoever, you are asking for, wherever you are asking for funding, they can give. Maybe your chance of success will be much higher if you have some preliminary data. Then statement of limitation, but in your work, maybe there is some weakness, some weak point maybe there. So you can mention that weak point. Definitely, they will ask that. Someone will review your work, right? Or when you are writing some proposal, maybe they will review. Definitely, it is not kind of the 100% solution of the current problem, right? So you have to say this is the weakness of our proposal. We have some weakness. What is the weakness? Maybe you cannot meet the price, maybe you cannot meet the time, maybe you cannot meet the temperature, something like this. So if is the temperature means, maybe you need some refrigerated temperature for storing the sensor device, so something like this. So if there is any limitation, that you have to mention. And then finally, conclusion. So in the conclusion, definitely you have to mention that your importance of your work, your contributions of your work, how the society will be benefited, and how everyone will be benefited from the work, and why. The fund, whoever is going to give you the fund, why they will give you fund, not the other one. There is so too much competition. While you submit some proposal, there will be too much competition. So why they will fund you, not the other. So everything you should keep in mind. So these kind of the things, because I wanted to mention this one, because our this teaching topic very much related to writing some proposal also. That's why I thought, let's at the end of this course, I will teach you how to write the actual problem. So this kind of the point, it should be there. So I will ask you, so if you want to write something, if you face any challenges that I don't know how to write the proposal, if you want any help, you can ask me. I can definitely help you. So this kind of the point can come. You can follow, and you can start writing for your future writing, or for your maybe final year project. Maybe you have to write some project for your work, or also not only the, maybe at the end of your project, maybe you have to write your report, right? When you write your report, that time also this kind of a point, this all the points should properly addressed. So you should keep in mind this all the points. Okay. Okay, guys, do you have any questions in this regard? And how do you think this point for your for this current coursework? Sensor. Do you have any questions here? Aman? Aman Chaursia? Hello?
Yes, sir. No question, sir.
Sure. Okay. So is it clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is it useful this topic?
Yes, sir. In the future thing, it's very much important for us to learn it, because if
Yeah.
we have we can think of entrepreneur of the startups idea on healthcare sector.
Right.
So it
Right.
would be.
See, maximum I think in this class you are the maybe final year student or for fourth year student. So this is the actually very good time to think about some problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay. And uh, Bhavesh, what about this topic? Do you have any?
Hello.
Yeah. Do you have any questions here? So is it clear? Is it clear? Everything? Yes. I can't get you. Harshita, what about Harshita?
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think this new topic? I mean, how to write the research proposal? I think it will be very useful, right?
Yes, sir, it is very useful. Sir, I
Okay,
have
very
a
good.
problem in finding my topic actually. I
Yeah.
want to write a research paper, but the problem is like I want to write research paper related to biosensors as well as medical imaging. So
Hmm.
I am unable to find something which is related to both of them.
Yeah, what you can think so see, so you can correlate like maybe the imaging and the sensing, right? So if you can search in the so you can Google it. There is means the imaging sensing. These two keywords. So you will get so many other. That's why the literature review very very important. So you can find out there is so many word on the base of imaging and sensing. So I can give you some idea. That's a Google it. Like imaging imaging for sensing, right? Okay. So like this way, some keyword you can get. Sensing and imaging, see, you will get some publication. See, Harshita?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So some keyword you will search. That's why I'm always repeating that literature review very very important. If you search many paper, maybe first day you will be I'm not getting some idea. Second day you can search again. Like this way, definitely you will get some idea because there is so many publication available in the journal papers. And if you and write some title, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 1 to 15 title you can write and then choose one which area you want to explore. Maybe and think about like today think. So thinking of a proposal is not like a immediate effect. So you have to think like a full month. One month you have to spend, maybe whole month you have to spend. Then only you can generate very good idea. At the very beginning, I can assure you, you will feel too much tired. Maybe, oh, I'm not getting idea how you can start writing. But if you give time every day, sometime like every day, half an hour, half an hour, and keep searching like this way, definitely you will get some idea. But if you need any help, you can definitely email me. I can help you also. Like this, you can see the sensing and imaging. So some papers already
Yes.
available, so you can search like this way. Okay. And yeah, I will give you one now example. Yeah, I already planned it today. See, you can see, you can see right my screen.
Yes,
Visible?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is all for all of you. See, I wrote one title. So this is one example. So title is this: electrochemical printed chip device for next generation point of care disease detection. So I wrote a title. Now, so this is your main theme of your work. Now you have to write a summary of your work. So when reviewer will check your work, I mean your proposal, they wanted to see first at a glance what you are going to do. So within 200 words, something like this, you have to propose. So what propose here I mentioned that we are going to develop a fast response within a short time, like 10 minutes, a wash-free laboratory biosensor to detect multiple disease biomarker like malaria, dengue, tuberculosis, HIV in the blood samples. Right. So this is the main theme of your work, right? So this is the main summary. So I mentioned. Then I mentioned my main goal to develop a user-friendly, low-cost, disposable biosensor integrating with some printed electronic, blah blah, something like this, right? So some sentence like I will use some redox cycling amplification system to increase the signal to background ratio because I already taught you redox cycling system. So maybe you can use that amplification method. So some new things because maybe it is not reported until now for this, so that's why I mentioned I want to use this word. So like this, you have to propose some summary. Then you have to write some keywords. Keywords means main things like the Harshita mentioned, right? So she wanted to work on sensing and imaging. So keywords will be the main like electrochemical sensing, imaging. So in this case, electrochemical biosensor, wash-free because we are going to use some wash-free method, some redox cycling amplification method, and ultra-sensitive method, and multiplex detection definitely. And we'll use some printed electrodes, and this will be used for next generation point of diagnosis. So this point will be covered, right? So that's why this kind of the key points you have to mention. Okay, done. Now come to the technical writing. Now you have to write. So this is the very summary already done. Now you have to come to the details writing. So now you have to write the introduction and background. Introduction and background here is the part where you can mention your literature review. I mean, what is the current scenario? I mean, other lab how they reported their work, and what is the gap of their work that I mentioned already, right? So here, I mean, what is the gap of their work? This kind of thing. So that literature review, everything will come here in this part. Okay, then you can mention how you can address these challenges. Okay, then come to the objectives. Objectives means what will be the objectives of your work. So we can mention like point by point. Like here, what will be our objectives? Like we will use some unique amplification method. Okay, one. Then we will use some design of the sensor. Then we will use a wash-free method. Then we will use a multiplex detection. Then we will, after the development, we will test and validate our sensor. Right. So these all the objectives should be mentioned point by point. Then now you have to come to the work plan. Here you have to write the details, everything very clearly. You have to write. I mean, so first you have to mention here which method you are going to use, like electrochemical. See, I started like this way. The electrochemical detection will be considered. Here we will use the nanoparticle mediated, I mean some nanoparticle fabrication that we'll use the redox cycling amplification, and everything details we have to write here. Then you have to write point by point also, like what will be the plan of the project. So in this plan, you can make some sub point that is called some work package. I mean, maybe this is for you want to finish this work within maybe 3 years. Just suppose you want to finish this work within 3 years. So you will have some plan. So you can divide your 3 years like from sub point, like some work package. Like in this first 6 months will be your one work package. Second 6 months will be your second work package. Right. So in the first work package, what you will do? Maybe you can mention like in this work package, first work package, you will do some redox cycling method for development of signal amplification. So first you will test your amplification method, that your method is properly working or not, right? So that will be your maybe first 6 month work. Then so your work package 1 will be redox cycling method development. So what will be the deliverables of this work package? I mean, what kind of the new things you will deliver? So you will deliver some amplification technology, and this technology actually will give you some higher signal to background ratio. So this the deliverables point, right? That see, I am actually clearly mentioning all the point, right? And also point by point. See, it is not like one paragraph. I'm just separating them paragraph by paragraph or point by point, work package by work package, so that it will be more decorative. And who will read this proposal, they can understand easily, right? Then work package 2. So after redox cycling amplification, we can develop electrochemical immunosensor. So in the see in the bracket I mentioned objective 1, 2, 3. It means, see, I already mentioned all the objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even 1, 2, 3 means in that work package we will fulfill like 1, 2, 3. These 3 objectives we will fulfill, but we will try to address these objectives, right, in the work package 2. So I mentioned here the electrochemical immunosensor assay development objective 1, 2, 3. So here, and we use the method, what kind of method we will try, everything we mention. Then in the work package 3, here we mentioned like some prototype development, maybe some paper-based method, or maybe some like antibody mobilization detection. That prototype development we will follow in this work package. And what will be the deliverable? Every work packages we will mention just bottom of the work package. See what will be the deliverables. And maybe so in this case we will use the blood samples. So we will use some blood separation paper-based membrane. So I mentioned here the blood sample will be handled. So this kind of challenges will be overcome. So this will be a deliverable. The printed lab on a chip implement biosensor performance characteristics. That kind of deliverable will be mentioned here. Then work package 4 means another work package where I mentioned a design of lab on a chip diagnostic microsystem. So last time we actually follow one by one like single detection. Maybe we can first try malaria, first dengue, then tuberculosis. Like we can try first single detection one by one. Then in this work package we can combine them, right? Then it becomes the multiplex detection. That's why. So in this work package we will address the multiplex lab on a chip biosensor development. So this is the work package, and what will the deliverable I mentioned here. So like this way. Then see here, then we can maybe draw some scheme. We can draw the blood samples. This is some printed chip on the print. I just step by step I just drawn here. You see, I working electrode 1, 2, 3, 4. So where we will detect maybe one electrode will be useful for malaria, another one dengue, another one tuberculosis for HIV, right? So that I maybe mention in this schematic diagram. And we use maybe differential pulse voltammetry, one kind of method, maybe chronoamperometry, maybe impedance, that we mention here. Then last work package will be the platform testing and validation. I mean, how we will test this platform, how we will validate this platform with the real sample. So that will mention. So then finally the project management. I mean, how you will manage the manage this one. I mean, with whom you will collaborate. Like this way, as I mentioned. Okay. Now finally come to the grand chart. So whatever you mentioned last, few pages, like the work package, deliverable, you can draw a chart. Like see the time schedule, like 0 to 12 months, like 12 to 24 months, 24 to, and for if you think about this 3-year project. So left hand side you can mention the work package, right hand side you can mention how long you are taking, and left hand side also below of the work package you can mention what is the deliverable, like deliverable D.1 means in the work package 1 what will be the number 1 deliverable, number 2 deliverable, and M1 means milestone. What will be the milestones of this work package? The signal amplification, right? So after this work package 1 work, so the milestone will be signal amplification. This problem you will be solved. You will solve it, right? So that's why this will be the milestone. Then second work package, you can mention their deliverable and what is the milestone of the second work package. So saying ultrasound is single digit detection. So you will detect single detection first, one by one. So that will be addressed. That will be your milestone. Then slowly multiplex detection and your milestone will come the multiplex platform development, like this way. So you have to draw a chart and how long you are taking time, what will be the work rate. So you can mention everything in a single page, right? So the people can say, yeah, this is your whole plan and very good way you decorate it. Clear, guys? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then you have to mention a future goal. So maybe you cannot finish everything within 3 years, right? You should have some future goal. So what will be the future goal from this project? How this work will lead to some next work, that you can mention. Then the reviewer can understand that you have actually very broad knowledge, broad idea. So basically your work will not stop only here. Maybe you can go for some other plan also. So you can mention some future idea also from based on this plan. Then you can mention some budget. It means to fulfill this whole work, means what is your requirement? Maybe you need some instrument, you need consumable, you need chemical, right? So for that, so you have to means you have to create a budget part. So year 1, year 2, year 3, and total how much you need. Like you need pipette, you need fridge, you need weighing machine, you need some centrifuge, you need some workstation, you need some like so many things you need, right? So this everything just I arbitrarily I put here like 60,000, 1 lakh, 5 lakh, like this way. So what is the instrument price? Everything you can mention. You can mention the justification why you need this kind of the instrument. Then you can mention the consumables. See, maybe you need different kind of plasticware, tips, tubes. You need glassware. You need some common chemicals. You need antibody. So everything, how much the price of that. So everything you can make a chart. Okay. So then your full proposal can be done. I mean, if you need any travel, if you need any contingency for this project, you can mention. So like this way, your full proposal will be done. And this way, you can write your own proposal. This is the format of your proposal writing. Clear, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good. So yeah, I thought let's give you some guidance because this is very important. Not only this coursework, this is very important for your future career also, for other course also. This is very important.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, this part you can share, sir.
Yeah, I will share you so many. Not only these things, I will share you some other files also. Maybe within 1 or 2 days, I will summarize some files. I will share with you some papers also.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. This is very useful for you. That's why I'm sharing. Okay. I think some of you already given your test, and today now I am going to upload your test paper for your second test. So whoever not giving your tests, they can start writing. This is 45-minute test time. So you can give your test and upload it immediately. Yeah? And whoever given already test last class, I think if you have any question, you can stay. You can ask me some questions. Otherwise, I think today you are free to go leave. And other one, please, who are not giving your test, just stay and complete your test. Then you can leave. Okay. Okay. Any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, now I'm uploading. Now I'm uploading your class test paper. You will get it in this